Are you hearing me? Ladies and gentlemen, every good gift takes time to come out. Every good gift, it takes time for that gift to mature. If you see a ministry coming like a smoke, everybody has heard it. The same way you see it is the same way it disappears. So you see that the curvy ones like this ones, it's like a guitar. It's so beautiful. But the truth of the matter is that for it to be curved, you have to press and squeeze, put pressure on some areas. Ladies and gentlemen, for us to be made beautiful vessels, God at some times has to put, for us to be made beautiful vessels, ladies and gentlemen, for us to be made beautiful vessels, we have to go through undue pressures, very painful pressure. You have to be pressured in. And the pressure that is coming is not comfortable. It's like that. But whilst you are being squeezed and whilst you are being pressured in, at that very particular time, God is making something beautiful. Because if that curve and that pressure does not come in, you become straight. And once you are straight, your value is cheap. So at this stage, the potter will squeeze it. This is the state that God will put you through when you begin to cry. It's a praise that you have to depress some parts in order for a beautiful shape to come out. And ladies and gentlemen, all these great men that we saw, the pictures that we saw, they are men who have been through scenes like this. And the truth of the matter is that God, it is an unwritten law that persecutions and trials and hardships increase the church than any time. So at this stage that you are being squeezed, it's like the persecution time. In Egypt, the more Pharaoh and his people were depressing the people of Israel, the more they were increasing. In the days of Acts of Apostles, the more they were killing them, the more they were slaughtering them, the Bible says, and God added to them daily, their numbers increased. So everything that is of God increases and expands under pressure. The potter will put you through this. Then after this, what it does is that the potter's wheel again. Let me say something here in just 2 minutes as I bring everything. In the potter's wheel, as we said, the potter takes the ugly clay and slams it on the wheel. And when he slams it on the wheel, those who are outside the potter's house, they hear ugly noise. And it looks so bad. That noise they hear, it looks so bad. And it looks like a bone is being cracked. But at that very particular time, the potter knows what he's doing. This is the time God will bring you to when outsiders who don't know you will begin to hear ugly noise about you, accusations, false lies about you. I mean, people will talk against you, people will lie about you, people will blackmail you. Your name will sometime will come on the front line. Headline news, anything about you is a breaking news. I mean, and meanwhile, at that very particular, people are hearing bad news. Like the doctors have told you cannot give birth again, or the doctor has told you your sickness cannot go, or the judge says you are going for jail. It's an ugly noise, but it is a pleasing sound in the ears of God. That ugly sound will be made. But whilst the potter throws it on it, and that ugly sound comes, you could see the clay coming up. And as the clay is coming up, there is one thing the potter does. The potter knows that as the wheel is rotating so quick, if he doesn't become too smart, and if he loses guard, that clay will fly away. God knows that whilst we are going through our ordeals and big time and pains, if He, God, does not hold us with His two hands, the potter, because He knows that the clay can fly away, He holds it with His two hands. And He doesn't watch anyway, as you can see. His focus is steadfast. It's the time that the clay thinks that He has forgotten. Ladies and gentlemen, the time that we think God has forgotten about us is the very time that His eye is so fixed on us. It is that very particular time that His eyes is so fixed. At that time, He doesn't pick phone calls because He knows that if He picks a phone call, He will get an ugly image. He knows that if He turns His eyes away a little, He will get an ugly image. Because of that, he doesn't. If you call Him, He doesn't want to know, like this man. Are you hearing me? God will put you through it so that His own name will be glorified. And this state is the shelving and the waiting. After the pot has been made, it is not straight away usable. You can't use it. If you try to use it, it will crack and it will break. Are you hearing me? So because of that, every good potter and every good father, after they have identified the true gift, will not expose it. They only allow occasionally a little air to come around it. Air is talking about pride. It's talking about publicity. No good father who knows that his son is going to be something great in future will give him instant publicity. Because he knows that it will crack. But this is the time that some of the young guys that God has called, whilst we are staying under fathers, we become so impatient. We can prophesy. We can heal the sick. We can cast out there. Because of that, we jump. We start our own ministry. And by the time you realize, in 2 years, 3 years along the line, something happened. Then you become dented. That the truth of the matter is that the queen will never buy or will never showcase a vessel that has been dented. He will never use it to serve her guest. Ladies and gentlemen, most of us, because of lack of patience, we jump out. And because of that, when we go, and as a matter of fact, we can never go without casualty. Ministry comes with casualty. It will come. Are you hearing me? But if you are not fortified, when the casualty happens, you will crack down and your value will be nothing else again. There is this thing I call the Porter's Motorway Junction. Every father, in life, there are a lot of junctions. If you know where you are going, it really matters where you pass. It is not every junction or any opportunity that comes around you that you tend to. If you are going to Scotland from here, and you think you've seen something beautiful here, so when you pass through here, you can go to Scotland. By the time you realize, you will not be able to fulfill a mission. And by the time you want to come back to where you started from, sometimes you have to go back to where you started the journey from. Before. Most of us, we have the gift, we have the opportunities, we have the grace. But as we are going, ministry is like a motorway. Gift and calling is like the vehicle. So once you're on a mission, it is not every junction, 13 junction, 14 that you see that you pass through. Because but some of us, we go through other junctions. And some junctions, immediately you enter into, you cannot make a U-turn. Some of us took a shortcut, and because of that, it has cost us so much. And this is called the Finance Fire Experience. Just give me 1 minute, I'll be done with it.